this 8th night of Holy Sacred Ramadan. I play this music for my daughter, Deborah. This is her music. I hope it means something to her. It brings me happiness a lot of times, you know. You be working too and you be trying to post that. Wish you could post more because you do it so well when you do it. You know what I'm up against. You're not no coward, you a warrior. Mantle, that didn't knock out the sound touching the thing, but that's okay. Okay. Give me a minute. Second, too. My girl never said to me I was her shape. She's always treated me like I was. She's so subtle with humor. She's a comedian, but not everybody can get to her kind of humor. Wish I could turn the air on right now because my body's burning up. When in Jerusalem wrote me, my family was here then. I had a family, pretended to be, seemed to be. It had opened up all the windows. I was exhausted when the poem started writing to begin with, so it was never thought. It had opened up all the windows in the dead cold of the winter. It was cold. It was freezing cold. This room was on fire. My body was hot. As this poem was coming to me, I didn't intend to talk about this at all in Jerusalem. And each time I would go to lay down and try to go back to sleep, trying to get some sleep, I was so tired. I saw other lines coming to me. They were coming to me, and I just got up and I had to keep letting them right through me. They were coming through my mind. But I wasn't making myself think them. And if you read that poem, the lines are too perfect. The prose is too perfect. It's on my master Shamir's site. I write him lately and I haven't gotten any returns. I don't understand that, but people change maybe. I don't think he stopped loving me. Maybe people move on to different places. I remain loyal to those that have mentored me, and that is my mentor. That is one of my great mentors, Israel Shamir, who believed in me when nobody did. I just started writing him, and he said, I see something in your writings to me. He was trying to push me to get published by Dandelion, who, wow, I'm glad I didn't go that direction. She wanted to give me 25 cents on every copy of my book and have lifetime rights over my work. People so anxious to get published that they go that way. I'm not selling my soul for nothing. Only a special person can publish me and edit me and put me together. And I think that's my son in Nigeria, and I'm going to trust that. And if my son betrays that trust, he has to answer to God for that. But I don't think he's made of that material. I think he really loves me. When I'm in greater position, I'm going to do all I can to help my Nigerian family. I'm not there yet. But we're going to get there. On or off face the book. Our face fell off the book because not that many real faces are out here on this book. Mark Zuckerberg. I am a citizen of Rome also. I paid my dues, young blood. I'm not your enemy. I'm your best friend. When it comes to dealing with black people, my major was black studies and social studies, social work, that is. When I dropped out of social work as I saw no one can deny the institutions the means by which great creative concepts and help are held intact, but unfortunately they become the great means by which they are often embalmed. Dr. Howard Thurman, who touched my life personally. Found out who he was, young blood. He influenced Billy Graham. All of them. But he touched my life in the last 3 years of his life. Every time I wrote to him, he wrote me back. And he would have gone to my tree with me that I got in. Watch all them fools over there. at Butler University from inside my tree, what they was doing down there on the riverbank. I was sitting there watching all of them in meditation. I was inside this tree. And I wrote a letter to him because he wrote about a tree, about what the real tree was. I think it's that deep is the hunger. Dr. Howard Thurman talked about that. He said, that's not the tree you see on the outside, or on the surface of the earth. You got to get into its roots and go down through its leaves, into the bark, down through the tree, down into the earth, and he takes you there in his prose. And what you see is not that tree, but zillions of trees that are connected at the roots. They're all one. And those roots go wherever other roots are connected. They're not dealing with color, race, nationality, language. They're dealing with roots. The soul, Mark Zuckerberg. The nefesh in the spirit, the ruh, it's called by some. I'm not your enemy, Mark Zuckerberg. No need to give me squiggly lines on posts that break no rule. I'm just a black man with a creative mind that can think. What's wrong with that, Mark Zuckerberg? Minds build things, Mark Zuckerberg, or they destroy things, Mark Zuckerberg. I don't need your money personally. Help me to help some children that need you. Damn me. That farmer me. I ain't like him. And I turned renegade on him. The society was stealing my energy, zapping me. I don't look at that no more. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see none of that. I saw it. I saw into the atomic core of the beast in myself. My first great master, Sababu, who's now gone from the body, taught me in Dayton. In the first session I had with him, I got past this dog that nobody could go past. Her name was Sheba. I had to go past that dog. That's Anubis. I had to go past Anubis to the underworld in order to get the knowledge of the higher gnosis, Mark Zuckerberg. We have to wash up the same, bro. We have to brush our teeth the same. It'd be bad, bro. You know what that's like. Mark, come on, man. You know what it's like when you brush your teeth in a while, man. You know, we got to have some Listerine, man, some extra strength and stuff on this corruption, man. Deal with this shit. And, man, you got to put your suits and ties on, go out and deal with that same shit every day. I know that's got to be some boring shit after a while, man. I'm just being real, Mark Zuckerberg. I went to Harvard, too. I ate with the best. I sat with the best. I lectured to them. I taught them. They taught me. Mark Zuckerberg, I had a ball at Harvard. Harvard wore my ass out. Dr. Coxon went deep down into me. Well, I'm on the fast. He had us come to his house with a sumptuous feast. He know I'm fasting. I'm on this 40-day fast. I said, what is my professor doing? He invited me to this sumptuous feast, and he helped me sit down at the table with all these people, white folks, passing, no black folks, white folks. They was laughing and having a ball. We was having a ball, and he had a headache, and Bert had the power to lay her hands on people, and she was taking his headache away, and it was deep. And we sitting at this table, though, and we eat, and they eating. And they passing the food in front of me, and the food is sitting there, and I'm smelling it. But I don't desire to eat it. Dr. Cox was deep. He was teaching me something without saying something to me. He was teaching me a whole lot about what's inside of me. And I got filled up on the smell of the food, Mark Zuckerberg. I got filled up like I ate a sumptuous meal off of the aroma. And I went on the rest of the 20-something days that was left, or whatever how many was left, till I almost died one day in Harvard Square, and I had to lay down on this bench, and my spirit was leaving my body. And from out of nowhere, here comes some Hare Krishnas that we never saw before or after, nowhere in Harvard Square, circling me and going around and around, chanting and praising Hare Krishna, oh Hare Hare, oh Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Oh Hare Krishna, oh Hare Krishna, oh Hare Rama, ya Rama Ram. They kept on. And they went around me, I don't know how many times, I think 7 times. And then my spirit came back to my body. And Aisha said, she the one who helped me lay down on this cold concrete or whatever it's made out of, ivory, whatever it is, Harvard Square. Now I laid down on that, man, and it was cold, and I know I was dying, man. And I said, I'm ready to go. It don't matter, you know. I know I wasn't gonna change the world and feed everybody, but I won't even start a movement. People blowing their horns, though they understood when I was standing in the restaurant windows playing like I was starving to death, and I was just getting the window and just lay up on the window, and people would be eating, you know, white folks was eating, and they look up and see me in the sign and everything, and I was crippled, and I'm hungry, man. I just went in, I embodied it, man. I embodied what I saw, you know, hungry people in this world, man. There's enough food to feed everybody, man. They throw away food, man. They throw away tons of it rather than give it to the poor people. You know, I don't know if they should be eating that anyway, because it's mixed with some human flesh and all that kind of crap is going on today. Mark, man. I just love people, man. I just think people ought to learn how to love again, man. I don't know what that's going to take, Mark. I don't like to see people hurting, Mark. Nowhere. I don't like to see my Jewish brothers hurting. I don't like to see my Palestinian brothers hurting and sisters hurting. I don't like to see nobody in captivity. I don't like to see nobody wounded, Mark. I don't like to see nobody, you know, that don't have no food to eat at night and we eating. I don't see that. Mark, I don't like that. If I was rich, I wouldn't like that, Mark. So I wouldn't stay rich long, I guess, unless I knew how to invest it, you know, because a portion of my money would have to go out to feeding people, man. I don't know, Mark. I don't know your heart. I don't know my own. People say I know my heart. No, you don't. Prophet Jeremiah, alayhi salam, said, the heart is desperately wicked. None can know it. Save Adonai. My admiration for you is real, Mark Zuckerberg. I always wanted to meet you, sit down with you, and talk about the world as you see it. To talk about everything with you in private, maybe with my drum. Hey, man, I saw a young man that could change the course of history, man, in a way that would benefit zillions of people, man. Not just people gossiping on Facebook, man, selling ads and things, man. No, man. You're going to have to leave this body one day. You need some deeds, man, to carry you over that into the light, man. Because I want you to go back to the light, Mark Zuckerberg. You're brilliant, man. Mark, so am I. Forget about what color I am, young blood. See, my skin is white. If we get caught on the fire right now, Mark, you and I in this room, we can't get out, man. They burn us up, man. We're going to look the same. They're going to say, it's 2 brothers, man. They died together. They burned up together. Mark Zuckerberg. I don't know if this video will reach you. I pray that it does. This comes from my heart, Mark, not from my anger. I am angry about racism no more. It's too late. Too many people have died. Too many Jewish brothers fought. And they died down there, man. My Jewish brothers, some of them died, man. White folks died, man, trying to change that. They went down there, man, to Montgomery, went to Memphis. They was down there, man. And people throwing spit and everything else on them, man. It was a horrible days. You wasn't born then, I don't think, Mark. You know, I went through that period, man. You need somebody that understands black culture, black awareness, our struggle, who's not full of hate. Even Minister Farrakhan is highly misunderstood. He's not a man of hate. He loves everybody. He's just addressing our house, man, because it needs to be cleaned up. He's talking about things that affect that house. You know, and when Yahweh created this planet, man, he created all these different people, man. They all branched out into, they all come from two parents, man. You can get deep into that, man, esoteric and mystic meaning behind that. I know my phone ain't trying to ring on me. Something just rang. Ding-a-ling, I heard it. One night I was taping something, one of the tapes to Akabune. Akabunde. I call it Akabunde. I put an N. I put another attribute in there. And I heard the ram's horn go off at certain seconds in that tape, and there is no ram's horn in this house. There's no horn anywhere around me in this neighborhood. It went off one time. That was the Lord of Hosts identifying that music and that particular aspect of that piece. But you'd have to know something about the unseen to really know that's true. And I can't convince you of that. You have to have a direct experience with that. Have you ever been asleep, so-called asleep, and you saw yourself sleeping? You watched yourself sleeping and snoring. Who was that you that was watching that you? And who was watching the you that was watching that you that was sleeping and snoring? That you was not asleep. But the you were watching was what we call sleep. I didn't read that, Mark Zuckerberg. I experienced that, and Dr. Cox told me, he said, no, you're not the theologian. Because I wanted to be like him on that ferry boat. And when he hung his head down, I thought he was going to say, I'm disappointed in you. And that's not what he did. He raised his head and he said, you're not the theologian. You're the mystic. He said, without you, there is no theology to write about. And without personalities like you, there is no thing called religion. I'm going to get off here now and pray that this video and my message to you on these videos reach you, these positive messages to you. Young blood, you great, man. But what makes you really great is not your money. I had talked to you privately about that, Doc. Assalamu alaikum to everybody. I see the great master and the great saint. And I need to finish the story. I was with Sheikh Abdullah. And he said, why does he bring me all this food? He said, I cannot taste anything. And then I asked, why can't Father not taste this? And he said, when he was little, and he used to hang out with Saint Tuba, with Serene Abdullah, with Serene Abdullah, who became the Khalifa of Tuba, great Khalifa. He used to hang out with Serene Tuba, Saint Tuba. They loved to be with him. So one day he had this food in his right hand that he said he got from the Malaika, from the angels. And he asked the two boys that loved him so much and were always around him, he asked them, he said, do you want some of this food? Of course, they wanted some of Serene Tuba's food. Well, I can see this. See, they're little and they had to be real cute, you know. Says, yeah, I want some. I want some about it. I want some, Papa. He said, okay. But you can't eat it from the out edges. You have to eat it from the center. They said, okay. So they ate this food in his hand and said they ate and said it did not diminish, and said that after they ate this food, because they never tasted no food like this nowhere ever in their life, had they ever tasted any food like this, and said this food was so good There's no description to it. It said that after they ate this food, they could taste nothing here in this world anymore like we taste it. But my music tonight is to my baby. She's pretty too. She's got a pretty spirit. She's Virgo and a strong mind, sun sign. 12 tribes of Israel, 12 disciples of the one you call Jesus. And Daniel was the chief of the astrologers. Oh. But then there are those who teach against astrology. Maybe you should be teaching against the misuse of astrology. Astrology, as it applies to the natural mind, has power over the natural man. But when that man or woman transcends and ascends the physical dimensions, the stars no longer have any effects upon them. They then have power over the stars. That's what I said. And you won't find that, I think, in anybody's book. But my music tonight is to my princess, to my baby, who bought my book a long time ago. Her and May bought my book along. May was first, May. And I didn't know who May was. May wasn't making no notification that she was that poet. No. And I wasn't traveling on the page like I should have been. Because see, you go to May Jackson's page, you're dealing with a professor that is in the classroom but is not in the classroom. They're doing other things, but they're yet professing. You become her friend and get into her profile photos. And you will have a course in Black awareness, what Black culture is all about, what our people have been through, what they have learned, the educators of our people, the builders of our people, the scholars of our people. Her photographs are intimate photographs of her involvement with some of the greatest minds that ever walked the face of this planet. Now, May, when other people are talking about us, we have a hard time. We be looking around, who are they talking about? You know, I know how humble you are. I don't come at you from no carnal place. I don't think there's much of me that left of that anymore. That may be left for Kuja and Jilly. If she can come to me and dump all that stuff in front of me and we discuss that and we cry and whatever we have to do. Because, girl, I do love you. And don't make me cry on this video tonight to you. I know you when you're hurting. I know when you're scared. I know you. You were given to me by Serene Tuba. You royal. You're not royal because you're Canari. Well, that's a great tribe too and descent. But you're royal because you belong to Serene Tuba. It's his sole possession, my darling. And after I give this lecture to you in Ramadan, you're going to feel different about a lot of things too. Because you love me. You just don't know how much you do yet. They didn't give us a chance. They didn't help us. They betrayed what they said they were going to do. They didn't support us. So God has supported us. In spite of that, my darling, though we're 9,000 miles away and it's been so long, you and I haven't stopped loving each other. Now we've fallen in love with one another, I think. Send me some flowers and things, baby. You gonna pink passion love me down. You gotta love me all the way down at the core of our repentance of everything. You got to clean it. We got to clean the house. Because can't no Dirt and filth come back here after Sheree took it out. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's a spiritual thing. I'm not angry with you. I'm angry with ugly. I'm angry with ignorance. Don't get hung up with my words. Get hung up with the power in my soul. Get hung up with the God in me that you saw me living in front of you every night up on that roof. And for 6 months and 2, I was on my face day and night praying for you, my virgin. Understand my pain. If you can't come heal it and you ain't great enough to come heal it, but you were great enough to give it, come heal it then. Your dance upon the rooftop broke out. Go get my sandals, woman, and bring them back to your king so he can love you down and honor you, which I've already done a zillion times. The world knows you now. Nobody knew you, but you're part of me, and the whole world shall know me. God don't send me into the Great Pyramid to become Poop Butt Fred. My love to all humanity, but I'm a serious man, learning how to wear the cloak loosely. My father was a master of that. I'll get to it eventually. You love me, pray for me, and send your deed to me so I can do something for some children. Send it in care of SIAM, the Happy House, 3635 North Capitol Avenue, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46208, USA. Don't send it to me personally. I don't want nothing from nobody. Send it to your Creator, Lord. You need to get rid of some of that filth in your money. It needs to be laundered, prayed over, and purified so that you can get some more, you idiots. I don't pimp people, and they don't pimp me. Much love to you all. Ramadan Mubarak to all my Muslim brothers and sisters, and Ramadan Kareem, glorious Ramadan to all the sincere Muslims everywhere, and to all of those that are not, that you might become sincere. You know, I don't like insincerity. I don't like duplicity. Don't bring me that in the name of being my friend. Don't bring me your duplicity. You're going to give me something, give me what you want yourself to have. Don't give me less. Don't give less to my more to go variety store located on 27th and Clifton Street, where I sold out in the open in the worst terrain there was to sell in the city. Prostitutes, hoes, all that. They fed me on the streets in the cold in my snowsuit. I went through there because I wanted to. I couldn't bring back what I learned from Dr. Cox. I couldn't apply it to the streets I grew up on, and what was the experience for? I don't sit in a tall ivory tower and talk down to people. No, I'm gonna get out in the streets and talk to the people. I'm going to understand their pulse. I'm going to not have any fear. That was the worst street in the world to sell out in the open on. Not in my car, around my car. I had all my goods. I had a store. I ended up with a store. I had to move it down from Joe because it was interfering with his business. It got so after 2 years of pop cans being thrown at me and beer bottles and called all kind of names and being thought a police informant, those same boys would have hurt somebody that bothered Brother Ibrahim. They love me, and I love them. And when I see any of them today that survived, some of them died. They run up to me and hug me. Overweight now and all that. Corey. Those are my boys out there on that street. Yeah. Harvard was on Udell and Clifton, and 27th and Udale. Harvard was Harvard was there. Mm. Tell them, mystic lovers, stay in tune. Know yourself. You will know all men and women. Much love to you. Deborah, I hope you love this music. I hope it came out okay for my baby. I hope you come to me. That would make me so happy. I'll be crying. You know, maybe you be crying too when you see me. Oh, hey, Deborah. You were homeless, man. You sent me $25 in the mail. And you ain't sent nothing since then. But that's cool, because you know I don't need nothing right now like that. You know I'm okay. And then God blessed you. Because you gave that idea to your father first. That's why, Deborah. This Mbaki lineage is full of power, Deborah. It's full, baby. I got to give you your bayout, baby, if you want it. And I got some special things for you that you have to be here with me to receive. The Father left me to give to my children like you. And all His power is in it. And I got a whole lot of it because I kept begging for it. I said, Soup Muburi, Father. Muburi, I knew what the secret was. And Father used to kind of smile. He would try to give me a little one. I said, no. Did it. I would say that. And that was cracking up. I said, did it. I'd be in front of him. I couldn't speak much. But I said, did it, somebody. And then he suddenly, you know, I said, Soup Muburi, Father, Soup Muburi. And then he would reach back and grab a bigger handkerchief of soup and give it to me. Well, I saved all that soup. And he prayed, all his prayers is in that soup. It's in the holy sand of Al Fawzane. It's a holy garden. Oh, yeah. Oh, Deborah. Deborah, you go to Tuba, you're not going to want to come back. You will, because you love America. You're going to miss the comforts. When you get back to America, you're going to miss the comforts of something that America don't have, that they all running here like fools for. You know, I'm concerned. My son being in this culture, growing up here at 9 years old with these 9-year-olds. I was tell this story one night. I'm up at Mike's car wash selling, and a little boy come up on a bike. He couldn't have been no more than about 11 years old, and he liked me, and he was talking to me. He's smart too. And out of his pocket falls this big, man, I don't know what that kind of gun that was. It was silver plated and 9mm, and I picked it up. And I could have been one of them kind of things, you know, saying, I'm taking this, man, I'm keeping this. No, it's his gun. He dropped it. I handed it back to him. I said, I don't think you realize the responsibility you have in carrying this. He said, yeah, Brother Ibrahim. Yes, I do. He said, but I can't let nobody else shoot me first. And that's my concern about my son. We had to sit down and plan what kind of school we're going to send him to. That would be fun to me, perhaps. But I need a faithful wife, and I need her total commitment to purity and to constant murakaba, it's called in Tasawwuf. Murakaba, introspection and an open and honesty, because the declarations of Allah's appearances to us only come when we confront that about ourselves that we know is not cool. We can't hide it. This is not a guilt-based culture. You can't hide and eat the sandwich under the tree, by the tree. No, you know, we buy our sandwiches out in the open. We eat them in the open. We don't hide things. We got people in this culture that do that. But this is known to be a free country. Are they going to take those things from us too? At the Walmart, perhaps? Everybody can see what's going on if you look at it. You study it. I ain't told you nothing that ain't happening. I ain't blowing a whistle on nothing. Whistle's been blown, fool. While you was sleeping. People building, blowing, booming. You coward. You allow it. You allow a few to control all of you. All of you just pawns. I'm just pawn. Perhaps. Perhaps not. What are you? My love, you cool. Hmm. You didn't know who your husband was. You didn't get a chance to know. They didn't give us a chance to know. But you're my pink passion. You were my pride and joy. You were my pride and joy, you understand? Think of something. Julie's your pride and joy. Think of somebody coming, smashing feces all in the face of my son, your son. How that would make you feel, and he's your pride and joy. And you would know my pain, darling. You would know. You would know something. You wouldn't know it unless it was done to you. But it's called not empathy, not sympathy, but empathy. The ability to empathize, to have empathy. Empathy, not sympathy. I don't want anybody's sympathy. If somebody's gonna love me down, got to have empathy for my soul. They got to know something about my soul, not just my flesh. Look at Gili. Study him, and you will see the movements of my soul. He's just like his father, but he looks like you, somewhat more like you. Till you get to the feet, the behind, the legs and things. That's me, honey. You know my body. That's my body, ain't it? Deborah, raw, raw. I hope you like my little music on this drum. This is a long video too, but it's yours, baby. My sweet baby. It's my kiss to you, baby. You always send me kisses. The kisses are sweet.